guys, it's Kino. Welcome to another video. So in today's pick a card, we are going to be finding out who is thinking about you and what their thoughts are of you. So there are going to be sort of two parts to this reading. In the first part, we're going to see who this person is, and we're going to see the general nature of their thoughts towards you. And then we are going to move into the second part, which is like the deep dive part of the reading, to see what specifically their thoughts are and, you know, their thoughts and feelings towards you. We're also going to see why they are thinking of you. So was there something specific that reminded them of you, or are they just thinking about you all the time? And then actually today, we are going to do an extended reading. I have literally never done this before, but for this reading in particular, I really felt called to do it. So in the extended part of this reading, we are going to see what this person thinks you are thinking about them. And we're also going to see what are they going to do about these thoughts? Like, are they just going to stay in their head about it, or are they going to do something about it? Are they going to come forward to you? Are they going to tell you what they're thinking? Are they going to take some kind of action? And we'll see what the potential future outcome of this connection is going to be between you and this person. So let's go ahead and show you guys the options. There are 4 readings for you to choose from today, and each reading has a different tarot deck as well as a different crystal. I'm going to show you each of your options close up one by one, and I'm also going to show you one card from each of the decks so that you can get a feel for what the artwork looks like. I'm going to be showing you guys the 6 of Swords because that's just the one that I felt called to show you guys. Swords is the suit that is all about thoughts and communication, and it's just a very nice card, so we're gonna go with that one. If you're drawn to more than one pile, that is totally fine. There may be messages for you in several piles, or there may be several people who are thinking about you. So please feel free to choose however many you want for this one, and without further ado, let's give you a close-up look at your options. Option number 1, your stone is Bloodstone. Your deck is the Botanica Oculta Tarot, and this is the 6 of Swords. Option number 2, your stone is Angel Aura Quartz. Your deck is the Angel Tarot, and this is the 6 of Swords. Option number 3, your stone is Sunstone. Your deck is the New Moon Tarot, and this is the 6 of Swords. And option number 4, your stone is Blue Cat's Eye. Your deck is Tarot of the Divine, and this is the 6 of Swords. So just in case you need a bit more time to choose your group, here are all of the options laid out side by side so that you can compare and see which one is calling to you the most. Take all the time you need to pick. You can pause the video if you need to, and I'm going to go ahead and get started with number 1. Hi number ones, so if you guys chose the Bloodstone and the Botanica Oculta Tarot, this is going to be your reading. This deck, I just think it's so gorgeous. It's my first time using it in a reading, so I'm very, very excited. But since filming the intro for this reading, I kind of decided I wanted to be a little bit more thorough. So we are going to start off the reading by seeing who this person is who is thinking of you, and sort of what your relationship was like to give you more hints about who this might be. We're going to see the nature of their thoughts towards you, and then we're going to move into like the deep dive section of the reading, so get more into the specifics of what they've been thinking, why they've been thinking about you recently. So like, are they going through something in their life that made them think of you, or something specific reminded them of you, or are they just thinking of you all the time? And also I kind of wanted to add a part. Well, I won't force it, but if it comes up, we'll see maybe if there's any like signs or synchronicities that you can look out for to know that this person is thinking about you. So that's how this reading is going to go. And then I'm actually doing an extended reading today. I'm trying that out. So in the extended reading, we are going to see what this person thinks that you think of them. And we're also going to see what they're going to do about these thoughts. So are they just going to keep it in their head? Are they going to come forward? Are they going to tell you how they're feeling and sort of where this connection is going to go from here on out. So with all of that being said, we're actually going to put this aside and start with our oracle cards. So this is the part of the reading where we see who this person is. If this sounds like someone you know, and if this sounds like someone that you want to hear about, then keep watching. But if not, feel free to try out another group. So the first card that we have is the Devil. We have Square, Goals, with the message hopes, dreams, aspirations, and ideas. Then we have Joy. The process is never wasted. It delivers transformation, but ask, how can I be more joyful in this experience that I have chosen? And then we have No. So in terms of zodiac signs, we do have the Devil here, so there is some Capricorn energy present. The person who is thinking about you could be a Capricorn or have Capricorn placements, but we also have Square here, so this could be someone whose zodiac sign makes a square with you. That would roughly be someone whose birthday is about 3 months apart from you. This definitely doesn't have to be the case, but if you did have a certain person in mind, then these zodiac signs can definitely be confirmation for you. But starting here with the Devil, I do think that this is somebody who is very hardworking. They likely take their career and their status and their success quite seriously. It's possible that even now they have amassed a significant amount of success and material wealth for themselves, or this is something that they are really serious about moving towards. The phrase hustle culture is kind of coming to my mind because, you know, the Devil is kind of, I think double-edged sword is the word, where on one hand, it can show someone who is really ambitious and really driven and really hardworking, but at the same time, it can show someone who is kind of restricted by their fears and limiting beliefs. So, you know, in this person's pursuit of success, they could at this time, or if this is someone from the past, like when you knew them, maybe they were largely driven by like a fear of failure or feeling like they need to prove themselves. I do think that they were moving towards something they were passionate about with goals and joy here, but it's almost like maybe their reason for doing it kind of got lost along the way when they started to get caught up with like making a certain amount of money or, you know, flexing to people that they're successful. It kind of feels like those more ego-based things are important to them, or again, maybe they were important to them when you were involved with this person. And I'm also getting this image of them kind of projecting this mindset onto other people. I'm looking at the fish that are tied up here. The fish remind me of a Piscean sort of energy, even though this is a Capricorn card, so Pisces placements could be significant as well. But I feel like in this card, the fish represent, you know, our emotional nature, our spiritual nature, our free-spirited, creative, go with the flow sort of energy. I do think that this person is incredibly creative and talented. Like, they have an amazing imagination. I think they're very, very intelligent. But I feel like at some point in their journey, rather than enjoying the process of exploring their gifts and enjoying the beauty of what they can recreate and really like getting lost in their passion, it sort of became this like, how the fish are chained up, it sort of became this like, how can I exploit my gifts? How can I make money from my gifts? How can I get fame or success or recognition from my gifts? And I'm definitely not saying that there's anything wrong with thinking that way, but when there's an imbalance between like wanting to enjoy the process and only being concerned with the destination, that's when we start to feel frustrated. That's when we start to feel stressed. That's when we start to feel insecure. Or like maybe this person was really concerned with like their numbers or their output and sort of put a lot of their worth in those kinds of things. Because with square here as well, this is kind of an energy that is conflicting or frustrating. So this could be talking about those two conflicting energies within them, or it could even be that, you know, their being this way and having this mentality caused friction in your relationship with them. So, you know, going back to that message of this person may be tending to project their mentality onto other people. Let's say you guys are more of the person, you're more in your feminine energy, you're more in your flexible, go with the flow energy. You have no problem taking your time and, you know, slowly working towards your goals and enjoying the process, and you're open to changes. And so maybe this person saw you living your life like that and would say like, no, you need a more clear plan, or you need to be putting in more effort, or if you want to do well in this world, you need to do X, Y, Z. And it's almost as if they're telling you this just because they need to affirm to themselves that that mentality is the right way to live. Like they're not actually very confident in that and need to, almost like they need to say it to convince themselves. Or maybe they were even a little bit envious of you because you were so natural at going with the flow. You were so natural with living a peaceful life and not caring about these material or ego-based things. But yeah, I do feel like this could have caused a little bit, or it could cause strain in your connection if this person is still in your life. But with no here, I feel like there might have been some rejection at some point in this connection. So maybe you rejected this person, or this person rejected you, or maybe this was a connection that really taught you about establishing healthy boundaries and taught you how to say no. But okay, I want to get into the rest of the oracle cards now, because we're going to see more about the nature of this person's thoughts towards you. So we have wisdom, and we also have purple iris. This is making me think of the third eye because, you know, iris, like your eye has an iris, and irises are actually a symbol of like deep spiritual wisdom. And purple, or I guess indigo-y, is a color that is associated with the third eye. And then look, we literally have a third eye card here. These are chakra oracle cards, so all of the cards have an association. This one is the third eye. We also have the number 38 here, which reduces to 11, a master number, highly spiritual number. And then of course we have this window to the third eye here. So the message on this card is the mind, openness, flexibility, imagination, and learning. Then we have abundance. And finally, oh my gosh, look, another Capricorn. Capricornus with the message evolve. Okay, so this actually makes a lot of sense. I think you had a very, or you have, I don't know why, I keep feeling like I want to say things in past tense. So I don't know if this is like someone you're not currently in contact with, someone who's not in your life anymore. Of course, they could still be in your life. I'll try to, you know, use both tenses. But I think that you really, really had a powerful and positive impact on the way this person sees the world. And I'm getting this kind of sneaking feeling like maybe this person has not let you know the full extent of the impact that you've had on them, how you've really given them a lot to think about. I feel like you've made this person question that more toxic mentality that we were talking about at the start of the reading, where they realize, you know, maybe abundance isn't all just about my status or my numbers, or maybe abundance isn't just about material wealth and money, and maybe abundance isn't something that I have to prove to other people in order for it to be valid. Oh my gosh, I'm thinking about the Grinch when he says like, maybe Christmas, I'm gonna butcher this, but he says like, maybe Christmas doesn't come from the store, maybe Christmas perhaps is something more. And you know, there's like a deeper meaning behind it. It's about coming together with your loved ones. It's about being grateful. It's about the emotional fulfillment. And I feel like this was a shift that you are facilitating in this person, or that you have, you know, been the catalyst for in this person. And I just want to mention, while I was saying that, I looked up and saw 1111 on the camera, and the camera really wants to focus on this card. Like the square is right on this card. So actually maybe repeating ones is the sign that you guys would see when this person is thinking about you. So if you ever see 1111 or like 111 and you're like, what the heck does that mean? It could mean that this person is thinking about you. And it's cool because there's also an 11 on this card as well. But yeah, I think you really challenge this person to broaden their perspective and to free themselves from these shackles, and to say like, maybe there's more to life than just the rat race and busting my butt off just to prove myself. Like, who am I really trying to prove myself to at the end of the day anyway? And like, what is really the end goal here? Because there's always going to be more to conquer. There's always going to be more goals to achieve. There's always going to be higher numbers to hit. And maybe what I really need in order to be happy is to cultivate my inner peace, and is to find happiness in my relationships and the connections around me. So it's almost like you've been the catalyst for an awakening in this person, and you've been a huge help in allowing them to discover what really matters. I think with this wisdom card, I'm taking this very literally. This person thinks you are very, very wise. Again, I feel like this is something that they maybe have not let you see the full extent of. Maybe there is a little bit of pride there, but I think maybe this is someone you've had a lot of deep conversations with, and they really valued your opinion. I think that they think the way you view the world is so cool, and I kind of feel they're a little bit envious that worldview doesn't come naturally to them, which I would call them out and say that's a little bit silly, because maybe it looks effortless to have this worldview of inner peace and go with the flow, but I'm sure that it wasn't easy for you guys to, well, maybe it was, but I also don't want to belittle if you guys have gone through a struggle to achieve this inner peace and to have the positive worldview that you do. And maybe this person doesn't see the full picture of how hard you've worked to cultivate this wisdom and what you had to go through to eventually have this really like healthy view on life, and you know, the maintenance, the work you have to put in to sustain that positive outlook. But I think now they're realizing that this is a state of mind that they can achieve as well. But I just want you guys to know they are so in awe of your mind. They're so in awe of your insights. It's almost like this portal, or maybe it's a galaxy, but it looks like they could get lost in your mind. I think that this person would love to hear you talk for hours and hours. If there was like a 3-hour podcast of you just talking about life and how you view the universe, they would listen to that whole thing. And if this is someone who's not in your life anymore, they might be kind of regretting that they weren't more present or mindful when you guys were together, like when you were having your conversations and when you were sharing your views. You know, maybe when this person was less evolved, they were like kind of listening to you, but also stressing about like their work or their business or what they had to do the next day, and maybe weren't really fully there with you. And I think that now that they've evolved a little bit more, they're like, damn, I wish that I could rewind. I wish that I could replay that conversation in my head. I wish that I could revisit all of those beautiful gems, all of those truth bombs and nuggets of wisdom that group one dropped for me. I think that you are so valuable to this person. You are so inspiring to this person. And even if you're not in this person's life anymore, I think that you really do continue to inspire them. And they continue to think about you quite frequently. I almost want to say that this person thinks about you every day, or at the very least, they're thinking about you consistently. I feel like I always have to count the cups in this card, but there are 7 cups. So this is making me think of the 7 of Cups in tarot. And actually, the 7 of Cups sometimes makes me think of the crown chakra. We have the third eye here. We have evolve and wisdom. You may have also been a catalyst for this person to start exploring the more spiritual side of things. I do think that This person is naturally very intuitive with the fish, with the Pisces energy here. But I feel like it's something that they've suppressed or something that they've ignored. And so I think your presence in their life has helped them to reconnect with that side of themselves. And if you ever had a conversation with this person where you mentioned like a spiritual concept or a spiritual term or a spiritual practice that you were into, even if at the time they maybe didn't seem very interested, I feel like they've actually gone and looked into it and done research about it and have maybe even adopted certain spiritual practices that you were into as well. I can't shake that feeling of like, you've had more of an impact on this person than you know, like, or more of an impact on them than you've let on. And I just got this example. It's very specific, but I just had this image of you guys maybe talking about some change that you did in your diet. Like, oh, you know, I stopped eating meat and I feel so much better. And then being like, no, actually you have to eat meat because blah, blah, blah. And, you know, kind of challenging you about that. And now they're Googling like how to go vegetarian recipes. Of course, it could be anything, but I got that specific message of like a diet change that maybe they dismissed or they didn't really get it. And now they're like, maybe there was something to that. Yeah, maybe there is something to group one was saying. Maybe I should look into that more. And I feel like ever since they've looked into your world more and ever since they've adopted more of the things you're talking about, they actually have a much better life, a much more fulfilled life. And now I'm seeing that scene of Friends where Joey has really, really strong feelings for Rachel, but he feels like he shouldn't. He feels like it's wrong. So to kind of talk himself down from the feelings, he tries to write a list of things that he doesn't like about Rachel. And the only thing he can think of is, she made me switch to light mayo. And then he's like, and you know what? It tastes the same and my pants fit better. So even though this person may try, like, they have to admit that you've had such a positive impact in their life. And I think this comes less, like, their struggle to accept this. I just want you to know this doesn't come from a place of like wanting to discredit you. I think it just comes more from a place of pride and having to admit like, maybe I was kind of going about life in the wrong way. Maybe I did have some views that were a little bit toxic or that weren't helpful for my overall well-being. But I can definitely see that you've changed this person's life for the better, and they will always be grateful for that. And I can see that they think about you quite a bit these days. So with that being said, let's go into the deep dive part. So we're gonna get into the tarot that you guys chose and get more insights about what exactly they've been thinking, why they've been thinking about you lately, how often, and if there's any other signs that would tell you this person is thinking about you, we'll look at that as well. I'm so excited to use this deck. I haven't gone through the whole thing yet and looked at all of the cards, so I will be viewing these for the first time with you. Or maybe you've seen these cards before, I don't know, but I've never seen them before. Okay, so we have the Ace of Swords, the Nine of Cups, then we have the Ten of Pentacles. Oh, I really like that. Then we have the Paladin. Oh my gosh, I feel like this might be the Hierophant. I think so. I'm gonna, I should probably check what that is, but I feel like it's the Hierophant. That's the vibe that it's giving me. I think it's because of this symbol, and then the flower is called pap something, and you know, like the Hierophant is like Pope, kind of. And then we have the Knight of Wands. Okay, should I take one more? Maybe. Then we have the Four of Cups. You know what? Actually, I feel like I should have used the bottom of the deck energy. I'll remember that the Four of Cups came out, but I feel called to use the bottom energy instead. So at the bottom we have the World. Maybe this is just like a custom card of the deck, but we will figure it out. All right, so we're gonna go through these cards in order, starting with the Ace of Swords. There's a pretty clear message here. I'm thinking of epiphanies. I'm thinking of intuitive hits. I feel like this person has a lot of epiphanies about your connection and about the significance of your connection sort of after the fact. This is kind of the vibe that I'm getting with them, because there's this repeating theme of like maybe in the moment they weren't very receptive to your energy, or they weren't ready for the truths that you had to share with them. But at this point, they're starting, like it's all starting to come together. Almost like you were planting seeds. You were planting seeds in their mind, and now the seeds are blooming and their brain is like, their brain is lit up and they're like, oh my gosh, that's what group one was talking about. And we will get more into this in the extended reading if you guys are interested in that. But what I will say here for the record is that I do see this person would love to have a conversation with you. They would love to talk to you, because it's like, I can see them coming, running back and being like, I finally understand what you meant when you said this. I finally understand why you told me this and why you feel this way and why you view the world this way. Like it all makes sense now. I think that they've been really ruminating over the wisdom that you left them with and over the impact that you had on them. And it's like, they would like to come back and just share that with you, or thank you or apologize. But with the Ace of Swords here, which is also about communication and new beginnings in communication, I feel a very, very strong desire. They're like, man, I gotta reach out, or I wish that I could talk to them. I wish that I could. It's like they want to show you how they've changed. They want to show you how they've grown, because I have a feeling that maybe they're not so proud of the person that they were, like when you guys were more involved with each other, or just not proud of the person that they've been. And I think that they would tell you like, this is not me. I want to show you who I really am. And now that I'm in a more peaceful place, and now that I've evolved more, I feel like we can have amazing discussions. I feel like we can have amazing times together. With the Nine of Cups here, this is also about wishes and desires. So I do think that this person is wishing for you. A lot of their thoughts about you might include, daydreams. This card, it makes me think of like your stress is gone and now you're happily planning for the future. So they might, daydream about what the future with you could look like. I've been talking a lot about you guys just talking and having conversations, but I think that this person also daydreams and fantasizes about the things that they want to do with you, the places they want to go with you, the experiences they want to have, the life that they want to create with you. And I also want you guys to know, when this person thinks of you, it looks like it's pretty much all positive stuff. And I would say if there was like a challenging energy or kind of a negative energy, but the Nine of Cups is such a happy, fulfilled, contented energy. In many ways, you are like this person's wish. If a genie could give them a wish, they would wish for you. They would wish to get closer to you, or to like repair the bond with you if they're not in your life anymore. But yeah, and I even saw this earlier on in the reading, that this person thinks about you a lot. And I really like that we have the Ten of Pentacles here as well, because, and I knew they had this in them. I knew it. They're still the same goal-driven person. They're still the same ambitious person. They still have their dreams that they want to work towards. But I think that you've really taught them how to slow down and enjoy the process, like we were talking about before. The Ten of Pentacles is about building a solid foundation and, building something slowly over time. It's like a slow and steady wins the race kind of card to me. With consistent efforts, you will find success. You don't need to work your fingers to the bone to the point where you burn out. It's not a race. You don't need to compete with other people. You don't need to do more than other people or get there faster than other people. Just focus on yourself and your loved ones and focus on your craft. I feel like, and I'm sorry if I sound like a broken record, but I think you've had such a tremendous impact on this person. I also want to mention that I have ants in my pants right now. Like I feel kind of fidgety, so that might be like a habit of this person. They fidget, or they, you know, bounce their leg when they're sitting down. That's what I'm doing right now. Or this could also be like they have ants in their pants because they're anxious to reach out to you, or they're anxious to see you again. But yeah, the Ten of Pentacles talks about a long-term future, and I do think that this is someone who not only could see a long-term future with you, but who wants you there with the Nine of Cups. Like that's their desire, to have this long-term future with you. If this is a romantic connection, this could be indicating that, you know, this person could see themselves settling down with you, having a family with you, because this also talks about like your legacy, your family, your descendants. But I can say in general that this is someone who desires a lot of closeness with you. And this Paladin flower, which I am going ahead and reading as the Hierophant because I feel like I'm supposed to, that's also a card that can talk about like marriages, unions, commitments. It's also a card that makes me think of long-term future. So this person sees you as like spouse material or lifelong friend slash partner material. They really, really want to keep you around, or they really, really want to have you back around if they're not in your life right now. The Hierophant is also about spiritual growth and aligning with your higher self. So I think it fits very well with what we've seen before in this reading. I definitely think that you've helped this person down a more spiritual path. And I think you've helped them feel more confident about themselves. And I think with the Knight of Wands here as well, there's this feeling of them being very sure about you, because the Knight of Wands knows what he wants and he's passionate about it and he goes for it. There's a lot of hints of this person like wanting to reach out to you, wanting to take action, feeling really good about that. I think that this person feels safe around you. And I also think like they think that if they reach out to you, they would be welcomed back, they would be received well. So I don't necessarily feel a lot of fear. I'm not saying that's accurate. I don't know if you would receive this person well, but that's kind of how they see it. I don't sense a lot of fear for them when it comes to like reaching out or making a move towards you. So I don't know, we'll look into that more, but it might just be like they're waiting for the perfect time, or they're thinking about what they want to say to you or something like that. But yeah, the energy feels quite positive and confident and like moving forward. And then we have the bottom of the deck energy with the World here. It could be that this is a long distance connection, like, or that you guys are in physical separation. It could also be that you come from different cultures or different backgrounds, and maybe this square energy here, like you guys not seeing eye to eye on some things, maybe that comes from a difference in culture. Maybe this person comes from a country where like the work ethic is really, really strong, or where maybe there's a tendency for overworking. Oh, I just noticed it says the Cosmos. Is that the Ten of Cups? Yes, it is. That's the Ten of Cups. I just noticed it says the Cosmos on this. And is that a kind of flower? If so, that's very, very cool. But I'm just thinking again of like spirituality and, you know, the link between our physical world and the cosmos, the universe that is out there. I feel like ever since you entered into this person's life, that veil is kind of thinner. Like their veil between their physical world and physical body and the spiritual world is kind of getting weaker and weaker. And maybe, you know, we spoke about 1111 and signs and synchronicities. The same way you are seeing them, maybe this person is starting to pick up on them as well. But yeah, I feel like this person is very proud of the progress that they've made. I think they're very proud of you as well. The World has this feeling of cycles and things coming full circle. So it's almost like now that they've gone through this new cycle of growth. They want things to come full circle with you. It's like they want a reunion, or they want things to go back to the way that they were. Except for the difference now is that you guys are both more evolved. You're both more accomplished. I think that if this is someone who's not in your life anymore, I think that if you were to see them again or check in on them again, you would see that they have accomplished so much since you guys were last involved with each other. I think they've actually made a lot more accomplishments in their career recently, and it's kind of funny, or it's kind of ironic, because ever since they let go of that attachment to the end result, that attachment to material things, that attachment to feeling like they need to prove themselves, and just focus on their creative joy, and asking themselves, how can I be more joyful in this experience that I've chosen? That's actually made them more successful. That's actually made them more consistent, and of course made them more fulfilled in what they're doing. And I think that you would be really, really proud of the person that this person has become. And I think that they're really proud of you as well. Even, I'm kind of late to mention this, but we even have a butterfly on this card, which is about like evolution, transformation. You guys have definitely both evolved a lot since the start of your connection. And I think it may be time for a reunion. It may be time to get closer to this person. I think you guys would be like pleasantly surprised. I think that's what I would say. I guess I didn't really feel called to go back and mention the Four of Cups, but I will say this can mean there's something that you don't see coming, or there's something that you don't see about this connection and this person's feelings towards you. Could also be that it could also be that they sometimes get distracted with their thoughts of you. So like they have a task at hand, they're supposed to be focusing on it, but their mind just goes towards you. Because I did get the feeling that they were daydreaming about you. And the world can also talk about like, I found it talks about like mirroring and reciprocity and stuff. So if this is someone you think about a lot, then the world could be here to confirm, like, yeah, this person thinks about you just as much as you think about them. But I do really like this energy. I could definitely understand if you've had a more like challenging past or some friction with this person. But when I look at the growth trajectory or whatever, I don't know how to say that, the trajectory of growth of this person in this connection, I do have to say it looks very, very positive. But group number one, these are all the messages that I have for you. So I'm going to end the reading here. If you guys are interested in seeing the extended reading, as I mentioned before, we're going to see more about what this person thinks you are thinking about them and what they're going to do about these thoughts, whether they're going to come towards you or should you come towards them, and what the future of this connection is going to be. So that will be linked down below if you are interested in it. But for now, I just want to say thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading for you. And I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. I also have a Patreon, so if you guys are interested in seeing even more exclusive pick-a-cards where you get to choose the topic, that will be linked down below too. And I have a music channel. The song that you guys heard at the very start of this video was an original song, so if you're interested in listening to that one or any of my other songs, the music channel will be linked down below too. I am sending you guys so much love to your person and to your spiritual team as well. And I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Hi, number twos. So if you guys chose the Angel Aura Quartz and the Angel Tarot, this is going to be your reading. Funny story, I actually just matched these up because I thought they looked pretty together, and I only realized after the fact that they are both referencing angels. So that was a coincidence, but this may be happening because you have a lot of angelic support around you right now, or there is a particular angel or archangel who is trying to get your attention. But let's get into your reading. So since I filmed the intro of this reading I decided that I wanted to make things just a little bit more thorough. We are going to start off, of course, by seeing who this person is who is thinking about you, and, you know, get into what type of connection you might have to give you some hints about who it is, and also the nature of their thoughts about you. And then we're going to move into the deep dive section of this reading. So in that part, we're going to see more specifically what this person is thinking with regards to you. And this can include like how often they're thinking about you, why they're thinking about you right now. Is it something specific they're going through or something that reminded them of you? Or are they just kind of thinking about you all the time? And also, we're going to see if there's any signs or synchronicities for you guys so that you could know when this person is thinking of you. So that's what we're going to do in this reading. And then there will also be an extended of this reading. And in that, we are going to see what this person thinks you are thinking about them, if they think you're thinking about them at all. And we're going to see what this person will do about their thoughts. So are they going to just keep it in their head? Are they going to say it to you? Are they going to take some action towards you? And we'll see what the potential future of this connection could be between you and your person. So we're actually going to move this deck aside right now because we're going to start off with some oracle cards to figure out who this person is. So the first card that we have is the Hanged Man. Then we have New Moon, Commitment, Dedication, Loyalty, Devotion, Creative Intuition, feeling your way into and through your work, an internal understanding that not all useful things are seen or knowable. And then we have I Miss the Good Old Days. Okay, for some reason these little cards don't like to focus, but anyway, so the first card that we have here is the Hanged Man. Right off the bat, this could be indicating Pisces energy. Also, the new moon was making me think of Cancer energy since the moon is the ruler of Cancer. And actually, I would even say Scorpio with the moths here, because moths are creatures that metamorphosize from this little caterpillar to a moth. So that is all of the water signs. Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio could be significant to this connection. It definitely doesn't have to be, but if, for example, you had someone specific in mind and they do fall under those signs, that could be a confirmation for you. With water signs, it could also be that the season of summer is significant. So maybe this is someone whom you met in the summer or someone whose birthday's in the summer. I'm also getting for some of you, like maybe your birthdays are quite close together, or like your birth charts are quite similar, or you just find that you have a lot in common with this person. But with the Hanged Man here, this is someone who kind of has an otherworldly vibe to them. You might find this person, or you might have found this person, very dreamy. There's something special about their aura, or something special about the way that they make you feel that you can't necessarily put your finger on. It's kind of difficult to put into words, and if you try to explain it to someone, you would probably just sound like they just wouldn't get it. You would probably sound weird. It's interesting that we also have a little inchworm on this card, and we have caterpillars in this card. This could be someone that you met when you were going through like a transition in your life. I was going to say a tough transition in your life, or going through a transformative period. Or this could be someone you've known for a long time and you've kind of watched each other grow over the years. With the new moon energy here, this could be someone that you have been manifesting, because new moons do make me think of like intention setting, manifesting, exciting new beginnings. So I do think this person who's coming through in the reading is someone that you're interested in. I do think this would be someone like you're happy to know that they're thinking about you, which I'm happy to see that, because between you and me for group one, I was not so sure, but this one definitely looks like you would be happy to know this. I think this is someone you want to have in your life, and like I said, someone that you maybe are trying to manifest in your life. Going back to this kind of ethereal, otherworldly vibe that this person gives you, you might actually feel a deep spiritual connection to this person. Pisces is a very spiritual energy. And we also have the number 12 here, which makes me think of the 12th house. That is all about like our subconscious mind, our dreams. That's like a very spiritual part of the birth chart, I feel, as well. So it's like you feel a pull to this person that maybe you can't explain. Maybe you feel like you've known this person in another life, or you feel like there is some fated element to your encounter. With the Hanged Man energy here, though, this could be a connection that is kind of at a standstill. You could be in separation, but I'm not necessarily getting that vibe for everyone. Like, this person could be in your life, but it's just that like the dynamic between the two of you hasn't changed for quite some time. Although I should say, with commitment and I miss the good old days here, for some of you, this could be like an ex. But if it were an ex, I think it would be an ex that you want to get back with. So like, if you guys have an ex that you want nothing to do with, I don't think that this is them. I think this is someone that you want a commitment with, someone that you want to revive the past with. If this is a new person, though, this I miss the good old days could also be indicating that this person like makes you feel nostalgia, and they remind you of like a simpler time in your life, or they remind you of a happier time in your life. The example that's coming to my mind, and you know, this certainly doesn't have to be your case, but it's just to illustrate what I mean. Let's say you guys come from a small town and then you move to a big bustling city, a big metropolitan area to pursue your career. And there's a lot of good things that came from that, but you find yourself becoming more like introverted. Maybe you find yourself becoming a bit cynical, living in this big cold city. And then you meet this person and they're actually from your hometown. And when you hang out with them, you realize that, oh, like I miss having small talk with strangers. I miss knowing everybody. I miss being more like in the loop and extroverted, because like they're coming from that town. They still have that vibe about them. And maybe it reminds you of a past you, or like it reminds you of your childhood or something like that, when things were easier, you know, it reminds you of simpler times. In any case, I think that this person does feel very familiar to you, regardless of how long you have known them in the 3D or have known them in this lifetime. They feel very familiar. And I think this is someone who makes you feel like safe and comfortable. And I think that you could really see yourselves committed to them, or maybe you have been committed to them. And then also we have this message about intuition. So there's even more kind of spiritual undertones to this connection, feeling your way into and through your work, an internal understanding that not all useful things are seen or knowable. This could be someone who really influenced you to go deeper on your spiritual path. Whether that was by example, like they practice spirituality and that got you into it too, or you may have been really pulled to learn more about your spirituality to understand better this connection, to understand better why you feel the things that you do. This feeling your way into this internal understanding. The words on these cards are making me think of like shadow work and inner work. So this could be someone who really inspired you to become the best version of yourself that you can be, inspired you to become more aware of yourself, inspired you to manifest your dream life. I definitely think this is someone you have very fond thoughts about. And if I had to guess, I would say this is like a love interest, a past partner, but only if you think fondly about them, of course. What did I say? Love interest, past partner, or it could be a very close friend as well. And I think that this is someone you look up to quite a bit. If you guys are creative people or artistic people, this could be someone who has been inspiring quite a bit of your works recently. Like maybe you write songs about them, or maybe when you hear songs, it often reminds you of their energy or something like that. This person's higher self could communicate to you through the arts. So like movies, music, paintings, things of that nature. But let's take a look at the next oracle cards, and we're going to see sort of the general nature of this person's thoughts towards you. So we have joy coming out right away. Communication. self-expression, exchange, sharing, and connection, truth, and Lyra with attraction. So with this Lyra here, some of you guys might resonate with Lyran star seeds or just star seeds in general. I'm also noticing that we have the numbers 1 and 2 here, and then we have the numbers 3 and 4 here, like 1, 2, 3, 4. So a sign that you might see when this person is thinking about you is like numbers in succession. So if you see 1, 2, 3, or if you see like 5, 6, 7, those kinds of numbers, that could be a sign that they are thinking about you. And I actually think that your angels choose this number to communicate this because they want to communicate that sense of something that is growing or something that is advancing, because I feel like the connection that exists between the two of you is only growing. It's still developing. This is a very specific message that is coming through. I really don't think it's going to resonate for a lot of you, but this might be someone who, like, your 3D interactions have been kind of limited so far. Like maybe you just kind of know each other exist, or you're just kind of acquainted, or you know of each other through mutual people or something like that. But like as soon as you caught wind of their existence or saw a picture of them, or, you know, saw their energy, you just feel a really, really strong pull. Again, I don't think that's for most of you, but I was just thinking of how it's kind of hard to put a finger on why you might feel so connected to this individual. And so that could be a reason why. But this joy card is very, very sweet, of course. A very straightforward message too, that you bring this person a lot of joy. I honestly feel like only fondness. And I think that if there were any negative emotions or like frustration, it wouldn't be so much towards each other as people, but maybe more towards the predicament, the situation that you guys are in. So like you want the dynamic to move forward. You want things to progress between the two of you more, or maybe you want to be in closer physical proximity to each other. There might be kind of external factors that bring you frustration, or maybe the external factor is like divine timing or the universe's plan or something like that. But I think when it comes to how you feel about each other as people, it's very, very positive. You bring each other a lot of joy. I'm also noticing we have Pearl here. I think that pearls are associated with the month of June. So, and yeah, we were talking about like maybe June, or we said maybe summer, sorry. and June will be in summer if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, but this person could be born in June, or you guys could have met in June, or have some sort of like anniversary in June. Oh, and also Emperor could be Aries, because we have Emperor here. I really don't think I need to go too deeply into joy. When this person thinks of you, it makes them very, very happy. And they probably are often thinking about how happy you make them. And then we have communication here. So this person could be thinking that they want to communicate with you, or they could be thinking about previous communications that you guys have had. Like maybe you guys have had some very beautiful conversations. We have truth here. Maybe, like if you've had conversations with this person, maybe you help to guide them towards a certain truth about themselves or about the direction of their life. Like you helped them have some epiphanies about their life. With sharing, maybe you've opened up to this person and been vulnerable with them, or maybe they're thinking that they want to do this with you. Like they want to be more vulnerable with you, because Piscean energy is also quite like, quite sensitive and quite vulnerable. I also think that this person dreams about you, and they dream about like having conversations with you. So it might be like you guys just like sitting down and talking, and astral you, dream you, like drops these truth bombs on them, and they're like, damn, group 2, that's true. And then they wake up with clarity. So I feel like even if you're not that close to this person in the 3D, well, you very well could be, but even if you're not, I think that you're helping them out a lot in the higher realms. You're helping them out a lot in the astral. I think your higher self gives them the same kind of advice and the same kind of love that you would in the 3D. And I think this person is very, very grateful for your existence. This is a card that is associated with the throat chakra. This is Chakra Oracle. So this light blue color relates to the throat. So this person could really like your voice. They could think you have a beautiful talking voice, a beautiful singing voice. They might call you just to hear your voice or think about doing that. I think they're happy too that they can hear your voice in their dreams. It could also be that this person is a singer or a speaker of some kind. Also, language barrier is coming to my mind with communication. If there is a language barrier between you and this person, I actually think that somehow that helps you to communicate better, because it's like you're more deliberate with the words that you choose. I feel like when you're speaking your native language, you can just talk shit without thinking because the words come to you so easily. But if you have to say it in a second language, like for example, like my relationship is not in my first language, so I feel like I don't say foolish things as often. I don't like act out of my emotions and say foolish things as often because it's not very easy. So by the time I think of like what I want to say, I'm calmed down and I've thought about it and I can be rational. So it could be something like that in this situation. Oh, and also I mentioned Lyra, but I didn't mention the message of attraction yet. I'm taking this very literally, that this person is very attracted to you. I think they're definitely attracted to you physically, but with this purple color here, purple makes me think more of like the soul and the spirit. So I think that what makes you really, really beautiful to this person is your energy, is your character, is your soul. And that means that they can feel your beauty and that they can appreciate your beauty even when they're not around. And I'm also feeling like when this person experiences beauty in their life, they immediately think of you and they're like, I wish that group 2 were here to see this with me. Or they're like, oh, this is beautiful, just like group 2. You know, you have the same beauty as like a starry sky or a sunset or like an expansive sea, the same way that earth is beautiful, the same way that nature is beautiful. You have this like majestic natural beauty to you is probably what they're thinking. And also attraction could be talking about manifestation as well, like the law of attraction. So I think you're trying to manifest this person, but they could also be trying to manifest you. The camera is really trying to focus on this dude, like looking up. It looks like he's in awe. So maybe this person is like in awe of you. It even looks like this person is kind of surprised by what's coming out of their mouth. So this person could be kind of entranced when they're around you in a good way, where like you bring out this extra layer of depth to them and they find themselves like speaking these truths when they're around you or saying these amazing like bits of wisdom when they're around you. And they're like, damn, where did that come from? Because you help them to get in the flow. And it could also be that, yeah, I mean, I already mentioned this, but you know, through talking with you, I think they've found a lot of truths about their life and maybe have, you know, come up with a lot of solutions to their problem. The way I'm seeing it is like they're talking with you about a problem that they have. And then as they talk about it, they realize that they're saying the solution. Like just by talking it through, they solve their own problem. But anyway, I feel so much gratitude here. I feel so much appreciation. Definitely the word fondness just keeps coming to my mind, which is not a very common word. Like we don't often say like, I'm fond of you, but I feel like a nice fondness. I also see like a, kind of looks like this, like a glowing yellow ball. I don't know if that's the sun. I think this person feels your energy as like a gentle sunrise. So you have the warmth of the sun, but not like a blaring, burning summer sun, like a kind and gentle and soft one. You light up their life like this. So, oh, this is really, really nice energy. Let me take a sip of my tea and then we're gonna get into the deep dive with the tarot deck that you guys chose. So we're going to get more into the specifics of this person's thoughts towards you. All right, group number 2. That card flew out very, very fast, and it's the 8 of Swords. Then the 6 of Wands. I'm shuffling them way over here because I know if they fly out here, it's gonna mess up. It's gonna mess up the whole setup. Oh, we have the Lovers. Okay. You guys could be in Aries and Gemini, because we had Pearl, which is like, well, it could be Aries and Cancer. No, because Lovers is Gemini. Anyway, I was just thinking Pearl, June, Emperor, Aries. Oh, the Empress. Look at that. Okay, there's a lot of zodiac signs coming through, so maybe the zodiacs are not super significant indicators, because now we have Taurus and Libra in the mix. And then we have the High Priestess, so more water sign energy, which we did mention before. And then at the bottom, we have the 6 of Swords, which is beautiful. Okay, I'm going to put you here. Can you see him? Yeah. Oh, that's actually very pretty. Like the candle is kind of lighting him up. Okay, so do I feel a burp coming? Okay, sorry. So I'll go through these in order. When I saw the 8 of Swords, I felt a little bit like, oh, but then when I saw the 6 of Wands come out after it, I felt better about it. The 8 of Swords talks about a lack of confidence. It talks about holding back, kind of being held back by the mental limitations that you impose on yourself and kind of being scared to take action. So I think it could be that this person is a little bit shy about taking action towards you or nervous about taking action towards you. I think it's very interesting. This image, we have this cute little cherub looking guy who's holding up a more ferocious looking head in front of him. And this is making me think of someone who wears a mask, someone who has a persona. It could be that this person comes off as a lot more confident than they actually are. Or they come off as someone who's like super happy and has it all together, but on the inside they're struggling. And I do feel kind of sad with this energy because we all have our struggles, and you know, there's no need for this person to hide that. But the 6 of Wands coming out next to this did make me happy because the 6 of Wands is about victory. So it makes me think of overcoming these limitations, overcoming these fears. And I think that this person definitely wants to triumph over these fears. And actually, how this pertains to thinking about you is that you may have been, or you are currently, a big help in helping this person become more confident and overcoming their fears and taking their mask off. We had that message earlier about this person wanting to be more vulnerable with you, or like appreciating that they feel they can be vulnerable around you. And I think that, you know, while they simultaneously might feel a little bit wary about opening up to you more, I think it's something that they really do want to do. So how can I explain it? It's like they have a fear of opening up, but rather than saying, I have a fear of opening up, I wish I didn't have to open up, they're saying, I have a fear about opening up. I wish I could overcome this fear. I wish I didn't have it. So they're not running away from their fear. Actually, they want to step up to it. They want to face it. I don't know why that was so hard for me to say. Sometimes I have to start the sentence and see where it goes. But yes, they're not going to back away from this fear. They're not going to let it control them. They are going to face it. They're going to stand up and be confident. The 6 of Wands can also talk about a leader. So I think that this is, you know, this person taking charge of their life. And I think that you've definitely been a huge inspiration for them to do so. I'm getting that, like, I think now at the time of this reading, this person really does recognize a lot of their strengths and a lot of their own talents and a lot of their own good qualities. But maybe when you first met this person, they didn't really see that much good in themselves, or they didn't see what made them special. And I think that, like, you were one of the first people That's how it came through. You're one of the first people to help like point out the beauty in their true colors. I'm thinking of they point out the colors in you. I see them too, and boy, I like them. I like them. I like them. We're way too fly to partake in all this hate. We out here vibing. Yeah, like you saw the beautiful colors in this person, and you know, you went out of your way to point it out to them, to help them see their strengths. And I think, you know, they actually look within and said, you know what? You know what? I am awesome. You know what? I do have a lot of good qualities. And something that I personally really, really love about this person is that they're not bonded to their fears. I was going to say they're not married to their fears. You know, like they're actively trying to throw them out the window. And so they don't have a resistance to receiving positive reinforcement. They don't have a resistance to receiving help. Maybe this is something new, like they were more resistant in the past, but I feel like they're really open to seeing the positives in themselves and seeing the positive in life and moving things in a good direction. Also, I do feel like singing could be significant. I mean, I do sing sometimes in readings, but like not super often, at least I don't think so. And there was that message before about like maybe this person loves your voice, or maybe they're a really nice singer. But yeah, I think you've really helped this person chase their fears away. And I think they're feeling really good about like where this connection is going. I think they're feeling like the future is promising for you guys with the lovers here. Come on. I think this is either like a romantic connection or a very, very close friendship, because the lovers talks about intimacy, you know? So it could be like romantic intimacy or sexual intimacy, but of course, like friendships are very, very intimate as well. I love that we have the message joy and pleasure brings happiness to couples, removes negative energy. So double messages of joy here. Again, you definitely make this person very, very happy. I think this message, I miss the good old days that we had. I feel like this is a mutual feeling, because this person also feels a familiarity with you. And I think you also remind this person of a simpler time. You maybe remind them of their past self, or you maybe remind them of like their best version, like the version of themselves that they want to be. But I think they feel sort of a kindred spirit energy with you. They feel very, very close to you. And the lovers, I find, can also indicate like a psychic or telepathic connection. It makes sense that they would be, you know, thinking you guys have this kind of connection based on the dreams that they have. I think this is someone who is definitely open to that kind of thing, even if they're not like actively expressing how spiritual they are or like open about that kind of stuff. And actually, for some, it may be something that they keep more private because they just feel like maybe people wouldn't understand, or people would judge, or it's just a personal thing for them, and there's nothing wrong with that. But they definitely have a strong relationship with their inner world, with their spirituality, and they're definitely open to the notion, or I should say to the truth, that you two would share like a psychic or telepathic connection. And I know that this reading is about like their thoughts, but I also feel like your thoughts pop up in this person's head a lot. So they can hear their own thoughts, and they can hear your thoughts, and they can hear you communicating with them. With the Empress, again, there's a really, really strong attraction here. I'm going to say again that this person finds you extremely beautiful, extremely attractive, both on the inside and out, and just the energy that you radiate outwards. This person, if this is a romantic thing, they might want to have children with you someday, or maybe you do have a child with this person. Or like they could see themselves having a family with you. Maybe they had a dream about it. Like they dreamed that one of you was pregnant, or that you had a child together. Wow. I just noticed this card says brings happiness to couples. And then this card says assures peace between married couples. So, you know, when this person thinks of you, and we have the ring with commitment too. So when this person thinks of you, I think they definitely have that kind of stuff on their mind, like marriage, babies, building a future together. I think it will depend on how long you've known this person. Like for some, it could be, you know, just something that they daydream about, something that they think about, like, ooh, what if this happens one day? But if you've known this person for a bit longer, they could really be really seriously considering this kind of future with you. The Empress is also about creation. So if you don't really resonate with the family and children stuff, it could be that this person like daydreams about what the two of you could create together. I feel like both of you guys could be artists, or both of you guys could be like dreamers, or be very enterprising. Like you want to make your own way in the world, you want to create your own stuff. And I think that this person would really, really like to create something with you. I think I'm hearing it would be an honor. It would be an honor to put something out into the world that has like both your energy and their energy in it. Like that would make them very, very happy. And then we have the High Priestess here with the number 44, which is also like an angelic number. I definitely think you guys have a lot of angels around you, but the High Priestess talks about deep intuitive knowing. So I feel like, and honestly, I really don't see a lot of doubt in this person's mind when it comes to how they feel about you, or when it comes to what this connection is. I think they know on a deep intuitive level that this is something very special, and that it's no mistake that the two of you feel so familiar. I think they also see you as an equal. Like they see you as someone who energetically is like on the same level as them, or on the same wavelength as them. Like kind of even like counterpart energy. Also, I do think that this person is not trying to rush anything and is not trying to force anything. And maybe that's why the Hanged Man is here. And maybe it comes across to you as like things are stagnant, or like this person is dragging their feet. It might come off like you're feeling a little bit impatient, but with the High Priestess here, it's this deep knowing of like, I know that what's meant for me is not going to pass me by. I know that everything's going to happen at the perfect time. And the High Priestess doesn't really chase. And she doesn't force things. Like she knows that's what is meant to find her will find her. So maybe this person is just like a little bit more in their feminine energy right now, because we do have the Empress and the High Priestess, which are, you know, both symbols of the divine feminine. And it doesn't matter what gender this person is, because we all are masculine and feminine. But yeah, they could be more in their like receptive, passive, feminine kind of energy. But yeah, it doesn't seem like they're wanting to rush anything between the two of you, or like force anything to happen. They might just be in an energy of, you know, hanging here and seeing how things progress, especially if they're still kind of battling with this Eight of Swords energy. This might be someone who needs a lot of confirmation before they make a move. You know, if like they want to know for sure that like they're going to be received well. They want to know for sure that you feel the same way. They want to know for sure that everything's going to be okay in the future. And like I said, I think this is something that they're working through, and they're working on learning how to more honor their intuitive knowing. But you know, like this would be someone who, if you were like dropping hints that you like them, they might be, oh no, like that was in my head, or that was just a coincidence. And they need a lot of like, they need it to be spelled out before they will actually take action. But we do have the Six of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So there is definitely a desire to communicate here. There's, yeah, a desire to open up, a desire to have a heart-to-heart like we've spoken about before. The Six of Swords does make me think of this. And the Six of Swords is kind of here, I guess maybe to let you know if you're feeling nervous as well, but like if you're feeling a little bit of this Eight of Swords too, whatever you're worried about when it comes to opening up, like, is not going to happen. It's that feeling, I often get this feeling with the Six of Swords, like you're really, really nervous before you have the conversation, but then once you get to talking, it's like so easy, it's so effortless. It's that feeling of having stage fright, but then like the second you step on the stage, you're like, yeah, this is my element. Like, what was I so afraid of? So that might be the feeling that you guys have when you open up to each other, when you start to get closer. Like, what was I so afraid of? Why was I so nervous? This feels so good. This feels so comfortable. And I really, really see the potential for things to move in a positive direction for this connection, for sure. We will get more into that in the extended if you guys are interested in that, but this is all I see for this portion of the reading. Just to remind you guys, in the extended version we're going to look at what this person thinks you think of them and what they're going to do about these thoughts. Are they going to act on them? Are they going to tell them to you? Are they going to keep them in their head? And then we're going to see the likely future outcome of this connection if you choose to continue pursuing it, and if there's any advice for you in that regard, we will look at that for you as well. But for now, I want to say thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. I also have a Patreon, so if you guys are interested in seeing even more exclusive pick-a-cards where you get to choose the topic, that will be linked down below too. And I have a music channel. The song that you guys heard at the very start of this video was an original song, so if you're interested in checking out that one or any of my other songs, the music channel will be linked down below as well. I'm sending so much love to you, your person, your angels, and all of your spiritual team, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye! Hi number threes, so if you guys chose the Sunstone and the New Moon Tarot, this is going to be your reading. It's funny, I was telling group 2 that I wasn't trying to do it, but I matched their stone and deck really well. Like, it was Angel Quartz and Angel Tarot, and then for you guys, you have the Sun Stone and the Moon Tarot, so there's like Sun and Moon energy here. But anyway, let's get into your reading. So since filming the intro for this reading, I kind of decided I wanted to make things more thorough. We are going to start by figuring out who this person is who is thinking of you and what kind of connection you guys have, to give you some hints as to who it might be. And we're going to see the general nature of their thoughts towards you, and then we'll move into the deep dive section of the reading. So there we're going to see more of the specifics of their thoughts, and this could include why they're thinking of you. So is there something specific that reminded them of you, or are they just kind of always thinking about you? How often they are thinking about you. And we'll also see, I've been seeing like if there's any signs and synchronicities that might stand out for you guys, as in like how you can know they're thinking about you. Like if you see this sign, it means they're thinking about you. That was kind of bad wording, but anyway, that's all the stuff we're gonna get into in this reading. And then this reading is gonna have an extended part. So in the extended reading, we are gonna see what this person thinks you are thinking about them, if they think that you're thinking about them at all, and what they're gonna do about these thoughts. So are they gonna say them to you? Are they gonna take action towards you? Are they just gonna keep it in their head? And we'll also see what the likely future outcome is for this connection if you choose to pursue it further. So there's a lot of stuff to get into. I'm actually going to just move this deck to the side for now, and we're going to start with the oracle cards to figure out who this person is. So if this sounds like someone you know or someone that you want to hear about, then keep watching. But if not, feel free to choose another group. So the first card that we have is the Empress, Solar Eclipse, Cycle, Repetition, Patterns, Phases, Creative Release, Let Go, You'll Know When. With this comes relief. And we have I Love Myself More and So Should You. Okay, so right off the bat with the Empress here, we do have Taurus and Libra energy coming through. And then also with Solar Eclipse, I would throw in Leo as well, because Leo is ruled by the sun. You definitely don't have to have these placements, or your person doesn't have to have these placements. But if you were thinking of a specific person and they do have these zodiac signs, then this can definitely be a confirmation. With the Empress here, I definitely think this is somebody whom you care about a great deal and even love them, or you were in love with them at one point. I think this is someone that you know very, very well. Like, you really know them very well. I think you've seen this person at their best and you've seen this person at their worst. And I think you know like all of their little quirks and what makes them tick. and you really know them on a deep soul level. This could be someone that you envision yourself having a future with, or again, at one point you did envision yourself having a future with them. This will also likely be someone whom you find to be very physically attractive, because the Empress does talk about beauty. With solar eclipse here, I think this is someone who is very, very significant to you. So this is not like an acquaintance who is thinking about you or some random person. I think that this is someone, I mean, judging from the fact that you know them very well, I do think this is someone that you have quite a history with, or someone who just really, really impacted your life in a big way. I think this is somebody that you think about a lot, or that you used to think about a lot. Like, if you look back at the people who have really shaped you and who have really taught you big lessons in your life, I think that this person would definitely make the list. I am getting the feeling that you guys do think about this person quite a bit even now. And maybe you were even watching this reading to see if their energy would come up, or for a confirmation that they were thinking about you. But for some of you, it sort of looks like you've actually tried to let go of this person, or you've tried not to think about them so much, but their energy just keeps coming back. You know, eclipse energy is very intense. If you think about the sun, it's big, it's burning, it's bright. You cannot really escape the sun. It's literally everywhere. And even if it does set and it's nighttime, it's only a matter of time before it's going to rise again. So I feel like this person's energy almost kind of follows you around, and you can't help but think about them. And maybe one of the reasons that you think about them so much is because they are thinking about you. But just looking at this cycle here, it's almost like this might be an on again, off again situation, or it could just be that, like, no matter what you do, no matter where you go, their energy just finds you again. So it could literally be that you're in physical separation and you keep bumping into each other, or that you're trying to move on from them, but you just keep seeing their energy. You keep seeing signs about them. It's like, it's very intense. I feel like the pull that exists between the two of you is very intense. And there's almost this feeling of like, you would continue to be pulled towards each other even if you didn't want it. And I feel like there's even a small group who chose this reading where it's like, you could actually be frustrated that this person's energy keeps coming up. Like, I thought that I was over this. I thought that this cycle was behind me, but they just like keep coming back. There could be some of you who are like kind of stuck on this person and you feel like you should let go, but it's a little bit difficult. But with this card here, let go, you'll know when. With this comes relief. I do feel called to say that you certainly don't need to force yourself to let go of this person. And in fact, if you're feeling their energy very strongly, and if you're feeling this connection very intensely, there could be a reason for that. Like, it could be that they are meant to be in your life, or their energy is meant to be around. And I think that you'll know when it's time to let go, because it will feel right. It will feel right. You will actually want to. It's interesting though that we have this message, I love myself more and so should you. So you guys could be in separation right now, or at some point in your connection there was a separation. But I think that, well, this is from your perspective, actually. I think that you guys have been on an incredible journey of healing and cultivating self-love. And I think this is someone that even if they're not in your life, you really do wish the best for them, and you really do wish happiness for them. And I think that they love themselves more as well. I think that both of you guys have grown. But there's kind of this feeling of unfinished business, or like, the cycle is continuing, because again, it's like you keep coming back to each other. And now I'm thinking of, it's funny, I was singing a lot in group 2. I'll try not to sing very much for this group, but just the fact that you guys have the Sunstone and the Moon Tarot. And I'm thinking of this song called Sun and Moon by Above and Beyond. If you guys like dance music, I would highly recommend you to listen to it. But there's a specific remix that I like, so I'm gonna link it. And if you guys like that kind of music, please feel free to listen to it. You actually might find some some significant meaning in the lyrics for you. But the hook that I'm remembering is like, I'm sorry, baby, you were the sun and moon to me. I'll never get over you. You'll never get over me. It's like this feeling of not being able to forget each other, not being able to move on from each other, even if your bodies move on, even if your mind moves on, like your souls don't move on. It's that kind of feeling. And I do feel like you'll keep finding each other. So with that, let's look at some more oracle cards to see the nature of this person's thoughts towards you. So we have pride, the base chakra, power, and Indus with the message create. So specific message that is coming through, obviously the number one is here because you know, this is the base chakra, aka the root chakra. It's the first one. But when I looked at this number one, the message that came to me was like, this person was your first something, or you were this person's first something, like maybe first love, first serious relationship, first heartbreak, first like sexual experience, or something like that. I heard the phrase like, you were my first. But there's kind of two different ways that I can interpret the energies here. First of all, the letter P might be significant because we have pride and power. So that could be someone's first or last name. It could be the name of a place or like a city, country, organization that is significant for you guys. One way of interpreting this is that I think this person is very proud of you and is really proud of how far you've come. There's a feeling that you've really come into your own since you first met this person, and you are a lot more sure of who you are now, and you're a lot more grounded, and you're a lot more secure in yourself. So this person thinks that you've matured a lot, and that's very attractive to them, and they really like the person that you're becoming and like the person that you're shaping up to be. And they definitely think that your future is promising. They think that you can achieve anything. I'm thinking of the Empress in the Crystal Power Tarot. It says, oh God, it's like I create freely, I create what I desire freely and effortlessly, or something to that effect. And I think that this is how this person sees you. I think they would say that you've really stepped into your personal power and that you're really creating the life that you want for yourself. So on one hand, I think this is totally saying that they are proud of you. I think they're really admiring you and looking up to you. But the other interpretation that I see here is that this person might have a little bit of pride when it comes to this connection, when it comes to reaching out, opening up, or moving things forward with you. It's interesting that we have the root chakra energy here. Well, chakra energies are neutral, right? It depends how much or how little it's being expressed. When it's being expressed a healthy amount, we are grounded, we're secure, we're comfortable in our skin, we have, you know, our head screwed on our shoulders. But when the root chakra is too strong, it can become like a stubbornness or unwillingness to change, or, you know, not being very adaptable. So when I put these two energies together, it could be that like this person is feeling a little bit prideful or a little bit stubborn. It's almost as if they miss you and they want to get closer to you. But they're waiting for you to make the first move, or maybe they're being stubborn with the universe. Like the universe keeps bringing you guys back into each other's path, and they could just be like completely not seeing these signs and synchronicities, or they could be like straight up ignoring them. With power here, there might be a little bit of like, I guess, a power struggle going on, whether that's with the universe or with you, or it could be two conflicting energies within them. Like on one hand, they really want to embrace this connection and get closer to you, but on the other hand, there is some pride or stubbornness that is holding them back. I wonder if this person like deep down knows that they were wrong about something, or knows that they need to apologize for something, and that's what they're being stubborn about. Like they're too proud to admit that, or maybe they're just afraid of being vulnerable. I'm sorry, I'm getting really distracted because don't these kind of look like sperms? I am so sorry. But I'm thinking of the Empress, which talks about fertility. You can see the parent cat nursing the babies, and maybe there's like a very explosive sexual attraction here. You know, the root chakra is also very much like it's physically located in that area. If, you know, of course, don't claim those messages if this is not like a romantic or sexual connection, but that could definitely be a thing here. Or this person might think about having a family with you, or you could have a child with this person. But I think that the connection they feel to you is also just very, very powerful. We also have create here, which lends itself well to the Empress energy. And I was talking about this in group 2 as well, because they also got the Empress, but it can talk about the desire to create something together, whether that is like a child, a family, a future, or to create a business together, or just to like collide worlds with you, to mesh minds with you. I don't really know how to say it, but like to become one with your energy. I guess I could put it like that. So I definitely feel kind of a inner conflict here where like they feel love towards you and they feel a longing to get close to you, but at the same time they're a little bit too proud to admit that right now. Maybe this person is like, if you're in separation with this person, they might be trying to prove that like they're doing well without you. Maybe it was this person's idea to go into a separation, and so they feel weird about like crawling back and saying, never mind, never mind, I want you back in my life. Like that could kind of hurt their pride, or maybe they just think that you would have none of that if they did something like that. But sorry if you can hear the garage door, by the way, someone's coming home. But there is a feeling like the ball is in their court. You know, the ball is in their court, and it's their choice if they're going to throw the ball back to you or not. And maybe you guys are kind of in that energy. Like, I'm done moving towards this person. Like, universe, I see you bringing me back to this person. I see the signs, but like, I'm sorry, I can't help you, universe. Like, if this person wants to reach out to me, they can reach out to me. If they want to come towards me, they can come towards me. Like, I see you, I'm acknowledging you, but I can't use my energy on this anymore. Which, like, good for you, honestly. But yeah, so that's the vibe that I'm getting from this connection so far. And now we're going to move into the deep dive part of this reading. So we're going to use the New Moon Tarot, the deck that you guys chose, and get more into the specifics of what this person is thinking when it comes to you. I think this person, I mentioned that you find this person really attractive. I definitely think they find you very, very attractive as well. There could be something about your hair that they think is really beautiful. Okay, so we have the Two of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups, the Empress again. So we have two Empresses, and then there's another image of like pregnancy and fertility. Oh, you know, I made that comment about them liking your hair. If you guys have long hair, or if you wear your hair up, they might really like how you look in a messy bun, like just that like natural, effortless look. Maybe you're one of those people who's really perfected the messy bun. I certainly have never, but I've definitely admired girls who have very pretty messy buns. Well, you don't even have to be a girl, but we have the Ace of Wands. And the Six of Wands, and then your bottom of the deck energy is the Nine of Swords. Interesting. Okay, so first, one thing, this person is a lot more vulnerable and a lot more sensitive than they let on, but you probably knew this already. Second of all, I would be pretty shocked if this wasn't like a romantic situation or like a friends with benefits situationship type of thing, because there's just straight up a lot of sexual energy in this reading. Like, the base chakra made me think of that. The power sperms made me think of that. The Empress twice. And then the Ace of Wands is also a card that makes me think of sexual attraction. So there's just there's a lot of that going on here. But let's go through these in order. So first of all, we have the Two of Pentacles. One thing that's very interesting with this card is that I do think that this person is thinking about you a lot, that they're thinking about you very often, but I think that they're trying to distract themselves from thoughts of you at this time. The Two of Pentacles means someone who is busy, someone who has a lot going on. And when it comes to this type of reading, I feel like it's important, well, it would be important for this person to like honestly assess why they're keeping so busy. I can't remember which card it is in the Crystal Angels Oracle, but there's a card that's all about that. Like, honestly assess your reasons for being busy. And I think about that a lot. But, you know, on one hand, with the Empress here, I do think this person is very invested in, you know, manifesting their dreams and, you know, bringing their goals to fruition, working hard and stuff like that. So I definitely don't want to discredit their ambition and their work drive, but I do also think that sometimes they might be keeping busy just to distract themselves from a deeper emotional issue, especially with the Queen of Cups here, who is a very sensitive and emotional soul. And it's interesting, like, this deer looks very, very gentle. And so I almost feel like your spiritual team is like, we're not going to push it. You know, if they're, and I think you're in that energy too, of like, I'm not going to push it. It seems like they're in this energy of trying to like suppress their thoughts of you or trying to distract themselves from their thoughts of you. And I think you and also your spirit guides are kind of like, okay, if this is where they're at in their journey right now, like, we can't force them, you know, we can't force them to look within, to see the truth, to see what needs to be healed within them. When they're ready, they'll come around. But yeah, they're sensitive, they're a softie, but I feel like they don't show that. With this big sun energy, this pride energy, this person might portray themselves like they're very in their masculine energy. I'm even hearing the word like macho. And when I said power sperm before, I was thinking of that too, like someone who really wants to assert that like they have that powerful masculine energy. And this is something that any gender can do, especially because I feel like masculine energy is more praised in society at large, but that's a conversation for another day. But yeah, I think they like to show like, I'm unbothered, I'm just working hard, I'm just focusing on my goals. But on the inside, they could be hurting, and on the inside they could be longing for tenderness, and they could be longing for intimacy and longing for vulnerability. And I could kind of see you guys getting frustrated because it's like, you know this, right? And I just looked up and saw 2222, and I just had this image of, you know, this person coming to you one day and saying like, hey, I realized that I've been acting this way because on the inside I was struggling with this and that. And you're looking at them like, oh, really? That's crazy. You don't say. Like, you're like, but on the inside, you're like, I've been known this for like 6 months. I've known this for years about you. But they're coming to you like, I've just made this realization about my inner world. But you know what? It's important for them to discover it on their own. So, you know, I think that's very important. But anyway, this Two of Pentacles, it does seem like they're trying to keep busy, trying to distract themselves. But I also think that they do envision a future with you where you guys can come together as equals. The Two of Pentacles, it really depends on the artwork, but when it has artwork like this, it really makes me think of like two equals coming together. You know, they're each bringing their coin to each other, and they're ready to both like put in equal effort. So I definitely don't think that, like, deep down, this person has not given up on you. And I also think it's really meaningful that these are moths, because moths are creatures who undergo metamorphosis. So it's like they dream of this future where things have come full circle and you've both evolved, you both love yourselves more, like we saw before, you've manifested your dreams. And honestly, when they think about you, they probably feel like you're already there, because we had those messages of them being so proud of you and the person you're becoming. And so I think they envision a day where one day they can like be a match to you. Almost like, I would even say they can be good enough for you. And that's probably never something you would hear them say, but I think deep down this person might wonder if they really deserve you, if they're really good enough for you. But they dream of a day where they could confidently say, that they are. There's also a message like this person has not given their heart to anybody else. Even if it might seem that way, this person could literally be, well, I don't really like to talk about third party stuff, but they could literally be like talking to someone else or with someone else, but their heart still belongs to you. But there's that sort of confirmation here that like they haven't really moved on. Their heart and soul hasn't really moved on. We have the Empress again. I don't know if I have to interpret this card all over again, but it's probably just coming through twice for emphasis of just how beautiful and lovely this person finds you. I'm also hearing like no one can compare to you. They've never met someone who has made them feel the same. And probably they don't know if they ever will. If they think about settling down with someone and having a long-term future with someone, like it has to be you. We spoke about the Ace of Wands. There's a little bit of no, not a little bit. There's a lot of sexual energy in this reading. What I will say though is that I can also interpret the Ace of Wands as somebody wanting to approach you or someone wanting to make a move towards you. Maybe this is foreshadowing that it's just a matter of time for this person to like come around and swallow their pride and get over their stubbornness. And I'm sort of getting the feeling there might be a specific event that triggers that for them, where they're like, oh man, I gotta stop playing around. Like I gotta swallow my pride. Maybe this person is getting comfortable because they feel like your energy is always going to be there, or they feel like you're always going to make space for them. And so maybe that's why I don't know if stalling is the right word or just not taking immediate action, but there might be something that is going to make them realize like, oh man, if I don't get my stuff together, I could very well lose this connection. Because the Ace of Wands talks about like a sudden impulse or a sudden urge or a sudden epiphany. And I think in this case, it's something that would propel them to move forward and to make an offer towards you. And with the Six of Wands here, there's definitely the feeling of wanting to be victorious in the situation, of wanting to win you over. And I spoke about this in another group too, but Six of Wands makes me think of official relationship. So it's not just like I want you to be mine. It's like I want you to be mine and I want to tell the world. So I think this person would be very proud to have you as a partner and would really want to show that off. And they definitely want to make things work. I'm also hearing like, is it too late now to say sorry? 'Cause I'm missing more than just your body. Because I was thinking of, you know, if this golden gem represents the physical or sexual connection, this is them saying like, there's so many things that I love about you, and it's not just that physical or sexual connection. This is just like a small thing among the million reasons why I love you, or the million reasons why I care for you so much. So, and maybe that's something that you guys needed like confirmation of, or needed reassurance of. Maybe at some point they played it off like their attraction to you is like strictly physical. Because again, I feel like this person likes to act like they're very macho and don't have feelings, but they're actually probably on the inside, they are more sensitive than the average person, which is very beautiful, and it's very sad. Whatever has made them feel like they can't express that. You know, I think I simultaneously really feel for this person. Like I really sympathize for them. It sucks to be such a sensitive soul and to feel like you have to hide that. But at the same time, I wouldn't want to pity this person too much, if that makes sense, because, you know, at some point you have to be responsible for your own healing and hold yourself accountable. So, and maybe you guys have these, you know, mixed feelings about this person as well. I can definitely feel a mixed energy where some of you could be really happy if this person were to come towards you, and others of you might be kind of like fed up with this. Well, maybe with this person, but just fed up with the energy that you're dealing with in this connection. So, you know, needless to say, it will definitely be up to you if you choose to pursue this person further. And, you know, we will look more like what's going to happen in the extended part of this reading. But, you know, just to address this bottom of the deck energy, we have the Nine of Swords. So I think that maybe one of the reasons this person is not allowing themselves to fully think about you right now. Oh, we have the Ten of Cups behind here. That makes a lot of sense. I was going to say, I think the reason they're not allowing themselves to fully think about you right now is because they know that once they open that can of worms, they will just really get in their head about you. I think that there could be a lot of stuff that this person regrets in this connection, or they could be really anxious. I think that this person might have a bit of that anxiety where like you overthink all of your interactions. So it's like if they get to thinking about you, then they could look back at all of your little interactions and say like, oh my gosh, I sounded so dumb when I said that. I shouldn't have done that. Group 3 probably thinks this and that about me. Like they could really get in their head. So they're just trying to like avoid that. But it's very interesting that we have the, we have the Seven of Swords below that we have the Ten of Cups here, because the Ten of Cups is like you're happily ever after, and we have the freaking Empress twice. So it's like you're definitely everything this person could have ever wanted or dreamed of, and then some. Like, make no mistake, I really cannot overstate this. So you're like this person's happily ever after, the embodiment of what they imagine their happily ever after could look like. So I think, you know, with the Nine of Swords covering this, there could also be a fear of like, I don't want to, and I hate this fear because I feel like this fear is a self-fulfilling prophecy a lot of the time. And the Nine of Swords does talk about self-fulfilling prophecies, but it's like you being so afraid, and I'm talking to your person, you being so afraid of messing up the best thing that's ever happened to you is like paralyzing you. And so it's that fear in itself that is kind of messing things up here, if that makes sense. It's kind of like, and I've used this example before, but like if someone is so afraid of their partner leaving them that they become clingy, but then it's the clinginess that pushes their partner away. It's like that kind of self-fulfilling prophecy. But then there's also the Seven of Swords, which talks about like deception. So I think that this person has like a skewed view of the truth, and maybe a skewed view of themselves. Like they think that the answer is to run away, but that's not helping anything, and it could actually be making things worse in this situation. So this is definitely a complex energy, and if you've been heavily dealing with this connection for quite some time, I definitely feel for you, because I know that this can take a lot of mental and emotional energy. But this is all I'm seeing for this part of the reading. So thank you very much for letting me read for you. Just to recap, remind, whatever, the extended part of this reading, we're going to see what this person thinks you are thinking of them and what they're going to do about these thoughts. Are they going to act on them or not? Are they going to say something or not? And we're going to see what the likely outcome will be of this connection if you choose to pursue it further. And if there's any advice for you about how you should navigate this connection, we'll look at that as well. But that is it for this part of the reading. So I hope that you guys have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. I also have a Patreon, so if you guys are interested in seeing even more exclusive pick a cards where you get to choose a topic, that will be linked down below too. And I have a music channel. The song that you guys heard at the very start of this video was an original song. So if you're interested in listening to that one or any of my other songs, the music channel will be linked down below too. So I'm sending much love to you, to your person, and to your spiritual teams, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye. Hi number 4s, so if you guys chose the blue cat's eye and the tarot of the divine, this is going to be your reading. So since filming the intro of this video, I decided I wanted to make the reading a little bit more thorough. So we are going to start first by seeing who this person is who is thinking about you and the nature of your connection to give you some more hints about who it might be. We're also going to see the general nature of their thoughts towards you, and then we will move into the deep dive section of this reading. So in that section, we'll get more into the specifics of what this person is thinking, and this could include like how often they're thinking about you as well, why they're thinking of you, so if it was a specific thing that reminded them or if they just think about you all the time. And we're also going to see if there are any signs or synchronicities that might be significant. So like if you see that synchronicity, you know they're thinking of you. If that doesn't show up, I won't force it, but that is something that has come up in some of the groups. And then this reading is also going to have an extended. So in the extended reading, we're going to see what this person thinks you think about them, if they think that you're thinking about them at all. We're also going to see what they're going to do about these thoughts. So are they going to tell you their thoughts? Are they going to take action towards you? Or are they just going to keep it in their head? And we'll see what the likely outcome is of this connection if you choose to pursue it further. So I'm actually just going to set this aside for a second because we're going to start off with our oracle cards and figure out who this person is. If this sounds like someone you know or someone you want to hear about, then keep watching. But if not, please feel free to choose another group. So the first card that we have here is Temperance, 22, Dependency, addiction, attachment, toxicity, Creative fire, passion, yes, but be careful. Heat is an extreme. It can burn out or burn you out. Learn how to take your creative temperature. And it's not what you think it is. I think there's a bit of water on this because I just refilled my mug. But okay, right off the bat, with this Temperance card here, there is Sagittarius energy. We also have fire, so it could be fire signs in general. So especially Sagittarius, but Leo or Aries energy could be significant too. If you or your person don't have these signs, that's totally fine. But if you had someone specific in mind and they are a fire sign or they are a Sagittarius, then this could be confirmation that it is in fact this person who is coming through. With fire signs as well, the season of spring could be significant. So this person could be born in spring, or you met them in spring, or the coming spring season is going to be significant for this connection. But looking at this Temperance card here, first, one thing that's coming to me is that this person could be older than you or just have more life experience than you. And I'm also getting this feeling of you guys being in different fields. It's like you both have your respective life experiences. And when you come together, it's like you're very fascinated by what the other person has gone through. I think you both feel that there's a lot you can learn from each other. And you may sort of both be aspiring to move in the direction that the other person has come from, if that makes sense. Like, the direction that you're heading in your life is actually this person's background, where they come from, and vice versa. I think that there's simultaneously a lot of things that make the two of you very similar, and there's also a lot of things that make the two of you quite different, and sort of in unexpected ways. So, for example, if you guys are from completely different backgrounds, some people might think that that makes you different, but it's actually like, even though we come from different backgrounds, we actually think a lot of the same ways. We actually have very similar values. And then there might be some other ways where people would think you're exactly the same, but you're actually quite different, if that makes sense. I guess what I mean is that your similarities and differences are not what people would expect. And I'm just noticing maybe that's a little bit it's not what you think it is, what this message is talking about. I think that maybe both of you are kind of misunderstood by people. Like, people think they have you pinned. People think that you're a certain type of person, and people might tend to make assumptions about you or tend to like put their projections on you. And I think that's something that you and this person can relate to each other about. So you guys might both be kind of like black sheep, or just feel a little different or feel a little misunderstood. I also think that this person could have some perfectionist tendencies. I think they're a little bit more on the cautious side, or a little bit more on the reserved side with this temperance energy. And when I look at the image of this cat, I'm thinking like they're mixing the coffee and the milk and the sugar and trying again and again until they get it perfect. And this attention to detail and this perfectionist quality that they have, it could be something that really, really helps them out in their career. But I feel like when it comes to their relationships or their social life, this could be something that kind of hinders them, because if you're too curated, or if you're too like overthinking everything you do, then I feel like a little bit or a lot of your authenticity gets lost. And if this is someone that you don't know very well yet, or like you're just getting to know them, I feel like at this point, maybe you've only kind of seen a curated version of their personality. Maybe this is someone that you met on social media, or it's like an online connection, or when you did meet them in person, they just weren't really showing their authentic self. They were really like monitoring what they said or how they acted around you. And actually, even if you have known this person for a long time, it can still be the case. So this could be like a friend, a love interest, even a family member who just maybe deep down you feel like they haven't really like fully released their inhibitions around you, or fully been authentically themselves around you. And it's interesting that we have dependency here with the wine glass, because maybe this is someone who relies on alcohol or who relies on substances to feel comfortable in social situations, or to feel comfortable really opening up. So maybe it's like you've seen a glimpse of this person's true self when they're under the influence, but like in their day-to-day life, they're too inhibited to let those true colors come out. That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting. If you don't know this person very well, maybe it's someone that like you've partied with, or when you are together, you're usually like drinking or smoking or something like that. So again, like you've got glimpses of who they can be when they're less inhibited, but they tend to be more cautious and more perfectionistic, if that's a word, in their day-to-day life. With the number 22 here, this could definitely be someone that you receive a lot of signs and synchronicities about. I'm just thinking of repeating numbers, and we talked about signs that this person is thinking of you. If you see the number 2 repeating, this could be a sign that they are thinking about you. Or if you see imagery of like fire as well, that could be a sign that they're thinking of you. Or snakes also. This person could also be born in the year of the snake, which is 1989, 2001, 1977, 1965. I've done this way too many times. But of course it doesn't have to be. But the number 22, it feels like there's something, and maybe it's something that you can't really put your finger on, but I think that when you met this person, you felt like there's something more to this connection. Temperance also talks about old souls and spiritual connection. So you guys might feel like there is something deeper than just your 3D chemistry and your 3D connection here. You might feel like this person really came into your life for a reason. Maybe this person makes you feel a passion like you haven't experienced before, whether that is a passion towards them or them being in your life ignited your passion towards your career or towards your creativity or towards yourself or towards your life. This is Sagittarius and also Jupiter energy. So that talks about like a zest for life and a desire to expand your horizon. So maybe this person has really made your life more vivid and has just really made you feel more passionate in general. But I just can't help but feel like you've got a taste of who they truly are, but there's still more to be revealed. It's like you admire them a lot, but there's still some parts of them that are kind of mysterious to you. There's still some aspects of them that it's like heavily curated, and every now and then they break free from these chains, but it's like, I want to see more of that. It's like you've just gotten a taste of what really makes them them, and you want to see more of that. And there's this feeling, maybe you wish that this person would not hold back so much. And with this message, it's not what you think it is. There's probably a lot of things about this person that you don't know yet and that would really surprise you, but in a good way. So I feel from your end, there's really like a thirst to know this person more and a thirst to get close to them. I also feel, and honestly, this could be both of your energy, but there's this energy of like being afraid of how hot and how bright this fire burns, because maybe it reminds you of a previous toxic relationship where there was a lot of passion, if that makes sense. Like, you know, maybe you or this person had a past relationship where, you know, when it was good, it was really good. It was really passionate. And then when it was bad, it was really freaking bad. And so when you encounter this person and you start feeling that passion, you're like, oh crap, like I don't want to give in to this passion, because I know that can make for a roller coaster of a relationship. Like maybe you or this person has only had like a bad experience or toxic experiences with being so passionate and feeling so intensely towards someone. And maybe one of the reasons that they're kind of holding back is because they're afraid of repeating that. But I have this feeling of anticipation when it comes to this connection. Like, I know there's more. I know that I have more to learn about you. I know that I have more to learn from you. I want to see more of your world. I want to see more of who you are. And I feel like I'm just at the tip of the iceberg, and it's exciting, but it's also frustrating. And like, it's that feeling of anticipation. I feel like something big is coming. Cool. This is cool energy. So let's look at some more oracle cards to see the general nature of this person's thoughts towards you. Oh, we have affection. We also have a rose here. So roses could be significant. Maybe someone's name is Rose, or the letter R could be significant because we have like 2 R's repeating. So that could be someone's first or last name, the name of a country, city, or organization. And then we have personal boundaries. Okay. Choice, assertiveness, empowerment, and authenticity. We have birth and plot. Okay, so this card is really, really interesting to me because the number 16 is making me think of the Tower card in tarot. And I'm hearing the word like shit show. I think someone in this equation, or both of you, had a bad experience with like a toxic relationship. It's like there was so much passion and these two people were so intensely into each other that like the lines of healthy boundaries got blurred. I feel like there were not healthy boundaries in place at all, and these people really just like lost themselves to the fire and were maybe very dependent on each other as well. And I think that there's a fear of repeating the same mistakes. Personally, the vibe that I'm getting right now is that whoever this happened to, you have matured from it, because temperance does talk about like, you know, having self-restraint and being moderate and being mature and being put together. I think that you and this person are very matured now that this wouldn't happen, and you understand that, you know, you can be very passionate and crazy about someone, but you can also maintain your own life and maintain your own boundaries, and you don't have to get lost in the relationship and carried away in the relationship. You can, you know, you can be head over heels for someone and still maintain your independence. And, you know, burning fire and passion does not necessarily equal toxicity, even if that's what you've experienced before. So I don't think that this mistake would repeat itself, but I do think that it's a fear that is present. I do think it's a fear that will be worked through, that should be worked through, and that will be worked through. With birth here, I am thinking of this as a new beginning, as a transformation. Affection is pretty straightforward. I think this person definitely has fond feelings towards you. With these yellowy and orange colors, it's making me think of like a very bright and sunny and cheerful energy. So I think that whenever you're around, like if, for example, if you're texting this person, whenever their phone lights up and it's you, they feel like, ooh, they feel really happy. Or, you know, if they know they get to see you that day, they're full of anticipation. This person just feels very excited and light on their feet to have you around. They feel very giddy when they think of you. I feel like, I don't know if you guys saw this person recently, but I'm hearing that like if they see you or if they talk to you, they think about that exchange for a long time. So if they're coming through in this reading right now and they're really thinking about you, it might be because like you just texted them, or you just had a conversation with them, or you just saw them. Because it's like every time this person sees you, there's like an afterglow, if that's the right word. And oh my gosh, there's a really good song called Afterglow. I think that's what it's called. I'm just full of songs and music today. I think I'm gonna link it for you guys because I really like it. But yeah, there will be like afterglow, whether you had a really intimate experience or whether you just exchange a few words. They're gonna be like skipping and daydreaming about you and da 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 da. Like I would say for a couple days after they see you. And then that's kind of like the nature of their thoughts with you. And that's actually, I really, really like that. The nature of their thoughts with you is not about hypotheticals. It's not about what ifs. It's not about promises of the future. It's about the now. Like they're so happy with the way things are now. They're so happy with who you are now. And they're just enjoying the moment with you, which I don't know. I think that's really special. That's kind of standing out to me compared to the other groups. And I think that's really, really sweet. And that's not to say they aren't excited for what the future holds with you, because with this birth here, I really think they are. And with plot here, I don't know which plot this card is referring to, but it makes me think of someone is planning something, right? So, you know, I do think they think about the future with you, and, you know, maybe they plan like, oh, what are we going to do when we see each other next? Or what can we talk about when we see each other next? I will say there might be a bit of a shadow side to that because of their perfectionist nature. They might also think about like, oh, I hope it goes well when I see them next, and I hope I don't like embarrass myself. And, you know, I do hope that they'll be able to let loose more and to show more of their authentic self when they're around you. And I think that's what you're really wanting as well. But this person definitely has intentions to grow the connection with you and to keep you as an important part of their life. And I think they feel a lot of potential and they feel a lot of happiness when they think about you. So this is like the general energy. I'm gonna take a sip of my tea, which is cold at this point because we've been going for a long time in today's video. And we're going to use the deck that you guys chose, the Tarot of the Divine, and get into the deep dive. I cannot believe that this reading has been going for almost 20 minutes. That's crazy to me because it felt like 2 seconds. So maybe this person has so much fun with you that, like, you know, hours could go by and the time is just flying. You know, time flies when you're having fun. And I think this person really enjoys to be around you. And I think that, you know, anytime Every time we say goodbye, I wish we had one more kiss. Like every time you say goodbye, they wish that they just had a little bit more time with you. Okay, I thought it was like a specific group that was making me sing a lot, but I think that's just my mood today. I'm in a good mood, what can I say? Okay, so group number 4, my beautiful cat's eyes. Oh, also, I should mention, like 22 could be a significant age, like someone's 22 years old, which is interesting because I mentioned Year of the Snake, and some Year of the Snakes would be 21 right now. So like maybe when someone's turning 22, that's going to be significant. Or it could literally be like the year 2022 is significant because that's the year we're in now. Yeah, like no freaking surprise we have the 7 of Swords. This is about being deceptive. This is about like not being genuine or having a bit of a persona going on. And that's totally what we spoke about with this person. 7 of Swords makes me think of social media for that very reason, because a lot of social media is like heavily, you know, edited, heavily curated. You're only showing what you want to show people. But they're, you know, it's good that this is coming up when it comes to their thoughts, because it means that at least they're aware of what they're doing, and maybe they're thinking about, you know, wanting to show more of their true self to you. We have the 10 of Cups. Yeah, you definitely make this person very, very happy. The 3 of Coins. The Ace of Swords. And the Knight of Wands. And then at the bottom of the deck we have the Magician. And I need to take another drink. Maybe this person is also a little bit thirsty, if you know what I mean. All right, so the Magician is Mercury energy, so Gemini and Virgo could also be significant. I always associated the Magician with Aries. I don't know if that's correct, but I stuck with it, so Aries might be significant. Which is also a fire sign. Sorry, which is also a fire sign, which we mentioned here. Also, I'm hearing like a Fucus. A Fucus is the zodiac sign that's between Scorpio and Sag. So like if this person is born somewhere in like late November, early December, I think that they could be a Fucus. It's like the 13th zodiac sign. I don't know if I said that already, but anyway, I'm getting kind of flustered now. So we spoke about the 7 of Swords. You know, I'm happy to see this here because at least it shows this is something that they think about. This is something that they are aware of. I love that we have the 10 of Cups here as well, because again, this means that you make them very, very happy. And when they think of you, I do think that it's very positive things. I think this person would love to have a long-term future with you. Whether that's like, you know, a romantic relationship, a business partnership, a long-lasting friendship. This person definitely sees you in their long-term future. They can see themselves treasuring you in their long-term future. And I think that they would love, if you haven't done this already, I think they would love to introduce you more to like their friends and their family and show you more of what's really important to them. And I think that as you start to see what lights this person up and what they really love and what they're passionate about, that's going to give you a better idea of who they really are. I do think that this person would definitely like to make you a bigger part of their life and have you know more about their life. I don't know, though, when I look at this card, I'm thinking of this as you, and this is all like their, you know, their peers, their family, their friends, and this baby is like representing your connection or your partnership, and they want to be like, look what we have. So this person would love to be an item with you or be in a partnership with you, and they would love to show that off and share that with their loved ones. With the 3 of Coins here, this could be like a professional connection or a work connection or something like that. Or that could just be one element of your relationship, because, you know, you could be friends or lovers and also have like a business or collaborative aspect to your relationship. But the Three of Coins represents like hard work, dedication, teamwork, collaboration. It's interesting because earlier in the reading, this is so weird, but I just picked up like your person would not like the smell of this candle. It would like irritate them. I personally love it, but that's just them. And that's not even useful information to you because you can't smell this candle. Maybe they just have they're very sensitive, like they're sensitive to certain smells, or they have some allergies or something like that. But anyway, I was talking about this Three of Coins, and it's interesting because earlier in the reading, we were talking about how you guys may come from kind of different walks of life, but you want to learn from each other, and maybe you aspire, like you each aspire to get to where the other person came from. So if you guys were to come together and collaborate, that would be really cool, because I feel like you guys have different areas of expertise and like different experience, and then you can like put that together and make something that is like twice as special or twice as diverse than if you were doing it on your own. So I don't know if you were considering that type of like work or creative collaboration with this person, but that might be something that proves to be really rewarding, and that you make something really, really cool together. But I also think that, you know, with this meaning of like hard work and dedication, being willing to put in the effort, I think that, you know, this is someone who not only wants to keep you in their life and make the connection important to you, but I think they're really going to back that with their actions. And because this has to do with their thoughts for you, this person might be currently thinking about like, what can I do to like show in a meaningful way, or to show in a tangible way how much group 4 means to me. So they could be like, I don't know, planning something for you. They might be coming forward to help you out in a big way very soon, or to offer you some kind of token of their appreciation, or to offer you an amazing experience. It's like they don't just want to tell you how they feel. They really want to show you that they care about you, and show you that they're special, show you that you're special. Or maybe also they want to show you what makes them special and unique, because they want you to get to know them more too. And like show you that they have your back. With the Ace of Swords here, you know, I did say that they think about you a lot after they've seen you or after they've talked to you. But I also think that sometimes they just randomly think of you. Because Ace of Swords, to me, it's like bing, like a sudden thought popping up in their mind. It could be a download that they're receiving, or some kind of intuitive hit that they're receiving. But yes, they also do think of you every now and then, just at random times, and I think that makes them happy. And I'm also picking up that sometimes they pick up on things and they don't realize that it's about you. So there might be a little bit of a psychic connection going on here. Like, for example, let's say you are eating raspberry pie and then all of a sudden somewhere out there, this person is like, I could go for some raspberry pie right now. So, you know, technically that is them thinking about you, or that is them being connected to you in their mind, but they might not necessarily realize it. So while they definitely acknowledge that you're popping up in their mind a lot, I think that you might be popping up in their mind when they don't even know that that's your energy, if that makes sense. And then we have the Knight of Wands here, which I really like to see this, because there's been some other groups, or another group, I don't really remember, but I remember reading a similar energy where, you know, someone's person was wanting to open up more and was wanting to be more vulnerable, but was kind of afraid. Whereas the Knight of Wands is very confident. The Knight of Wands is like a go-getter. So I don't think that this person is necessarily afraid to open up to you. Oh, you know what it is? And this is, I feel like I can kind of relate to this too. This is someone who maybe, like, they have no qualms with being their true self or being their uninhibited self, but maybe it's like they're just so used to putting on a persona, or they're just so used to curating their personality that it's a little bit hard to get out of that mode. Maybe this person does something for a living that's very like they have to put on a personality. Like maybe they are a public figure, or they're like on television, or they're like dealing with customers all day, or they have to even like they could be a therapist, so like they're really used to just like listening and taking things in and offering advice, and maybe they forget to like, well, I don't know what it's like to be a therapist, this is just an example, and then they forget to like assert themselves. I remember reading, I think it was Billie Eilish, and I think it was actually in a YouTube video. But I remember her saying something like, you know, because of her job, she's so used to being interviewed that sometimes when she's just in a private setting and having a conversation with someone, she is in like interview mode and forgets to have like a two-way conversation. So it's like something that she was trying to be mindful of. I'm pretty sure it was her, but you know, it could be something like they're just so used to having to put on this persona. They're just so used to having to be a little bit more like cautious and perfectionist. And I think it does have to do with their job, but it's definitely not like I don't think they're afraid to be who they truly are. It doesn't, now that I sit more with the energy of this reading, it doesn't really like come off that way. I also think this person might have a limiting belief where they think that showing who you truly are is some kind of presentation. Like, hello, group 4, I would like to present to you who I truly am. And then they have a PowerPoint, like, this is my personality traits. These are my strengths, and these are my weaknesses. And it's like, no, you don't have to make it this like beautifully packaged thing. Like, just hang out with me and I'll figure it out. Like, you don't have to think about it so much. It's like they want to show you who they really are, but they're thinking about it too much. It's like when you try so hard to act natural that makes you come off forced, because if you're trying to act natural, it's like an oxymoron. You're not supposed to try. You're not supposed to think about it. Just chill. I feel like this person just needs to chill. And if you resonated with that message of like maybe this person likes substances, like maybe they drink or smoke weed or something like that, that could be like the one time where their mind really shuts off and they stop thinking. And then they're just like being themselves. But they definitely feel confident around you. They love being around you. Just being around you really, really lifts their mood. And with the Magician here as the bottom of the deck energy, I think that this person might be trying to manifest you. So, you know, and actually I love the Magician and Temperance energy together. It gives me like master manifester kind of energy. I do think that this person is tapped into their spirituality. At the very least, they really, really believe in their potential as a creator, like to create their desired reality, to manifest their desires. I'm kind of getting the feeling that this is someone who like actively practices manifestation and would use that terminology, you know, like I manifested that, I'm attracting this, I'm attracting that. And I definitely think that this person is manifesting getting closer to you. So a lot of the thoughts that they have about you might also be like visualizations and intention setting and things like that. But holy crap, there's been a lot of mixed energies throughout the piles, but this group, like, this person feels very, very positively about you, and I love to see this energy. So this is what I'm seeing for our YouTube portion of the reading. And now we're going to move on to the extended if you guys are interested in that. Just to recap, in that part of the reading, we're going to see what this person thinks you think about them. We're going to see what they will do about these thoughts, so if they're going to take action on these thoughts or not, and we'll see what the likely outcome is going to be of this connection if you choose to pursue it further. But these are all the messages I have for now, so thank you very, very much for letting me read for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching this. I started thinking, I forgot to mention there's going to be links to the extended, but I'm sure you figured that out. And then I lost my train of thought. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. I also have a Patreon, so if you guys are interested in seeing even more exclusive pick-a cards where you get to choose the topic, that will be linked down below too. And I have a music channel. The song that you guys heard at the very start of this video was an original song. So if you're interested in listening to that one or any of my other songs, the music channel will be linked down below too. I'm sending you guys so much love, sending much love to your person and your spiritual teams as well. And I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.